Hello, Troy Martenson with RE/MAX Results, and today I am joined by Stacy Lashinski with Results Title.
Hi.
Hi, Stacy. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Do you want to give us a quick introduction and kind of let us know how you're affiliated with Results Title?
Sure. I'm Stacy Lashinski. I'm General Counsel at Results Title. I've been a real estate attorney for over 15 years. I joined the Results companies about 3 years ago, and I handle all the legal matters for the company and oversee Results Title.
Nice. Well, it sounds like you're pretty busy.
Very busy.
Yeah.
Busy is good.
That is. It's very good. Well, if you wouldn't mind, why don't you tell us a little bit about what is title work and what it entails?
So when people go to sell a home, the seller has to prove that they actually own the house, so the buyers know they're getting what they're actually buying.
Okay.
So the title company is the ones responsible for making sure that the buyer is getting what they think they're buying.
Sure.
In the old days, you used to hear about abstracts, big, thick documents, and people would tell you to protect it with your life, and it was worth so much money.
Put it in a safe.
Exactly. And then you'd have to bring it to your closing, and they would write on it who you were giving the property to. Well, in this day and age, that's just archaic. So now we search the property records, and it's just basically putting a puzzle together, making sure this person bought it, then transferred it, and every interest is cleared along the way. Mortgages get paid, any judgments, tax liens get paid, exactly. So they're just making sure when you as a buyer take over the property, there's no other interests out there. So you in fact are the true owner of your property.
Sure. Sounds like a good thing to do.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure a bank is going to require that.
Absolutely. There's two different types of insurance.
Okay.
Owner's policy and a lender's policy.
Okay.
Your lender is going to require that you purchase a lender's policy for them.
For them, sure.
They need to make sure that no one else has an interest above theirs in the property. So if for some reason you can't pay your mortgage, they need to know that they could foreclose and take the property back. And to do that, they have to be the first interest on the property. So they're going to require whether or not you want to buy an owner's policy, your lender's going to require it. And so it's always a good thing.
Good thing to do. Good. Well, there are lots of different title companies. Is there differences between them? I know there's different pricing and things like that. Do you have an opinion on, what makes a title company better than another one, or?
To me, experience is one of the biggest things.
Sure.
Knowing that you're dealing with people who know what they're doing, who have been in the industry for a long time. Results Title's been in business for more than 25 years. We have more than 25 locations all across the state of Minnesota. That's another factor, I think, is convenience.
Sure.
Where's your title company located? Where are you buying and selling? Generally, the buyer's title company is where you end up.
Sure.
So if you're selling and moving across town, it's convenient to have a company that has
multiple locations
across town, so you don't have to drive to the other side of the city to get to your closing. With traffic these days. We
takes you an hour and a half.
That's not an easy thing.
Right. Well, with your experience in the title industry, what would you say one of your biggest maybe hurdles or challenges or things that you've had to overcome would be?
I think the biggest thing is selecting your title provider early on in the process. Talk with your real estate agent.
Sure.
They do this every day. They can give you good advice if you're not aware of any company in particular, who they deal with. Working with people who work together makes the process so much easier, because the earlier we can get started on it, the better. Sometimes things get missed. So if you're buying from someone and they didn't maybe use a reputable company or one that's not in business anymore. It's hard to go back and clean up the title sometimes.
And there's a lot of title companies that aren't in business from 08, 09.
Absolutely. Before the crash, there were tons of them. And some have survived and some haven't. So when you're going to clear old titles, sometimes you have to go back to the last company and say, why didn't this mortgage get paid off, or things like that.
Tax
so again,
liens,
a company that's been around a long time, again, is a good thing, because they can look back at their old records and figure out what went wrong.
You bet.
Or what got missed. So getting started early and open communication with your title company from the get-go always makes for a smoother process. When we find things out at the last minute, that's when we have
The fire
problems.
drill starts,
You know,
yeah.
nobody wants their closing to be delayed. So
Right.
communicating with your title company and your real estate agent is very important. When they ask you to get them documents, they're asking for that information so they can get the process started.
Sure.
While you know you paid your mortgage off 10 years ago, sometimes banks don't file the necessary documents.
Right.
And we all know how working with banks can be. And so jumping through the hurdles to track the documents down 15 years after you paid off your mortgage can be tricky.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's important to
Makes
get
sense.
the process started as soon as possible.
Well, that's good. Well, how can people get a hold of Results Title so they can maybe check out fees and different things with the title company?
Resultstitle.net. We do have a calculator, so you could put in mortgage amounts, you put in the county you're considering purchasing, because some fees vary by county, the recording fees,
Sure.
things like that. You can get a complete quote for the costs that would be associated with your closing. All of our costs are listed on a website, so when you do a calculator, those are the fees you're going to pay, except for a small instances if you own a property in a trust or
Sure.
you're dealing in an estate, there's some additional documents that need to be recorded, but you should be able to get a pretty good estimate of costs on resultstitle.net, or you could go to the site and call any one of our locations and talk to a closer, and they would be able to give you an estimate of expenses as well and answer any other questions that you might have.
Perfect. Stacy Lashinski with Results Title. Thank you
Thanks,
so
Troy.
much.